Namaste everyone. In this video, we will be solving a problem on kinematics, and this topic basically deals with motion of particles without considering the causes of the motion. So this particular problem is a linear motion problem. You can see this. There is a small steel ball that is shot vertically upwards from the top of a building. So let us say this here is a building, and from the top of this building here we are shooting it upwards, and the initial velocity with which it is shot up, that is 18 meters per second, and the building itself is 25 meters from the ground. And yeah, so these are the two inputs given to us. So this becomes our height, and yeah, that's it. So in what time will it reach the maximum height? So at the maximum height, we know that the final velocity of this, the final velocity v, is going to become 0. It's going to become 0. So that's the information we need to use. So here the final velocity becomes 0, and we are supposed to find the time for which that happens. So we all know for free falling bodies, the acceleration will be equal to g, and that will be equal to negative 9.81 meters per second square. Now the negative sign of course means that the acceleration is acting in downwards direction. So all the upward vectors we have to take them as positive, all the downward vectors we got to take them as negative here. So here, since the velocity is upwards, that's going to be taken as positive, whereas here the distance that we have, that is below the point, and hence this has got to be taken as negative. So of course in the first bit, wherein we want to find the maximum height, the time taken to reach this maximum height, we will not be needing this displacement. We can just use the relation for acceleration, or the first equation of motion, that is v equals u plus at. So now v is 0, u, velocity with which it is thrown upwards, is 18, and acceleration will be of course in downward direction, that's going to be negative 9.81, and t is the one we want to find. So t of course will be equal to 18 divided by 9.81. So let's go ahead and do this calculation. We'll get 1.83 as the answer. So 1.83 seconds will be required for this object to reach the maximum height. Now coming to the second bit here, we've been asked how high above the building will the ball rise. So here we've been asked to find this height. This height we need to find. So we're going to take this as b bit, and since we want to find the height, there are basically two equations which involve height, or s. The s equals ut plus half at square. This is one equation, and the second one is v square minus u square equal to 2as. So any one of these we can use, because we have already found the time. We could use this equation as well, but if you want to go with only the given values that are in the question, it's better to go with the second one. Let's take the second equation and substitute all the values that we know. So here we find, we know the final velocity is 0, initial velocity is upwards, that is 18, and on the other side we have the acceleration acting in downward direction, hence negative 9.81, and the height is what we want to find, so that's going to be h. So you can see the negative sign is there on both the sides, and h will be equal to negative 18 divided by negative 2 into 9.81. So negative sign cancels, and we get the result. Let's go ahead and calculate that. 18, we have to put a bracket over here, and below we have 2 into 9.81. So this is our answer. So 0.92 meters. This how far it's going to reach. I guess I made a small mistake over here. I forgot to put the square in. So when you put the square, that's actually when you get your actual answer. So let's put the square, 18 into 18 divided by bracket open, 2 into 9.81, and this is our actual answer, 16.51. this is the wrong one. Let's remove it. So 16.51, and this is in meters. So this is the answer to the second bit. Now let's go for the C bit over here, and the C bit is asking us to compute the velocity with which it will strike the ground and the total time for which it is in motion. So we got to find the total time, and we need to find the final velocity. So this is not the final velocity that we are taking up. So we got to take the final velocity over here, and this will be in a downward direction. And of course, we need to find the total time for which it's going to be in motion. So the inputs that we need to take here, are going to be slightly different. So initial velocity is of course acting upwards, so we need to take it as positive 18 meters per second square. Coming to the displacement, because we want the total displacement to be here, we got to take it as negative, so minus 25 meters is the displacement we have to take. Final velocity, of course, we don't know, we have to find, and time as well is something that we still need to find. So we have three equations at our disposal. V equals u plus at, s equals ut plus half at square, and 2as equals v square minus u square. Let's go ahead and check which one of these we will be able to use. So there are various ways in which you could do it. You could go with the first equation, taking this. Here t is the only unknown, but here we will get a quadratic equation and two values of t. One value of t will be negative, which we can just ignore, and the second value we have to take. And then we'll have to substitute that here in this equation. The second method, however, will be using this equation to first find the final velocity, and we'll just get one value of this. And that final velocity, if you substitute in the first equation, we'll be able to find the time. So I'll just take up the second method here. So I'll just use 2as equals v square minus u square. So now s value we know, and of course g value as well we know. G is negative direction, negative 9.81, and the height as well is negative, so minus 25. That's going to be equal to v square, which you don't know, and 18 square. So we will be able to find v square of this. Let's go ahead and do this. So here's our calculator. We just need to find 2 into 9.81 into 25, and that's giving us this much. To this we'll have to add square of 18, 18 into 18. That's giving us 814.5, and we need to take square root of this. That's giving us 28.54. So 28.54 meters per second. So not square, of course we've taken the square root, so it's going to be velocity. So this velocity we found. Now we just need to substitute that over there in this formula. V equals u plus at. Now we got the final velocity that will be in the downward direction. Okay, so let's substitute, because this is going to be in the downward direction. So minus 28.54 equals u, which is in upward direction, and minus 9.81 because acceleration is negative, into time t. So here time we're going to get as negative 28.54. Okay, actually that's going to become positive. So 18 plus 28.54 divided by 9.81. So this will be our total time. Let's go ahead and calculate. We just need to start with a bracket. 18 plus 28.54, bracket close, and then divide this by 9.81. That's giving us 4.74. So 4.74 seconds. So that's our answer. So hope you have understood this. In the next video we will take up another problem. Thank you.